Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, and today we're here with Anthony, one of my all-time favorite baristas, and he does it in his sleep, and he always talks to me about cars. So today we're doing a motor oil and engine flush on this beautiful 2017 Subaru WRX, of course, the 2-liter turbo, and we're going to get some of this clots of sludge, show him the bottle. We're going to get some of that stuff out of the turbo screen and all that right now. So we're going to go ahead, pop off our seal, and we're going to go ahead and just pour it right in the motor oil. And what this does, if you can come over to the side a little bit, Anthony, step over, yep, beautiful, so they can see. And I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer. What this is, it's like a very thin kind of detergent. And you can start pouring, beautiful. And he works on cars all the time, so he knows what he's doing. He does this stuff in his sleep now. And it's a very thin kind of yellow detergent, and you can cap her up and then cap up that, and I'll show them this. So this is what it does is it loosens sticky valves, gets all kinds of carbon deposits out of the rings, and it's just great the first time you switch over to 100% synthetic, so that way you don't have any of this stuff that's in the crankcase that's going to get loosened up by the signature, and it doesn't go into the new oil filter. So that way you're all prepared. So now Anthony's going to motor her up, and we're going to let her idle for 15 minutes, and then we're going to drain her down. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. You can tap the little red icon in the corner. That way you can come back and watch this important information for your vehicle later.
For the fun part.
Yep.
Hand clutch.
Hand clutch. Beautiful. So before we put the liquid gold in, we gotta listen to what this sounds like before we do the oil change. So let's take a listen. Here she is. All right. You don't have to rev it, just leave it. It's that time to put in our AMSOIL Pi Performance Improver. And what this does is it cleans the valves, cleans all the carbon deposits out of the combustion chamber. And Anthony's just gonna pop the safety seal.
Maybe.
And what you do is you put this in every 4,000 miles, and it's a really good detergent. And just amazing, you'll feel the difference. Takes about 5 gallons to go through. And boom, it's that quick. It's already in. Shaboo-boo. Anthony's pumping it. Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. Are we safe down there?
Look at that stand.
Yes. All right, we're cracking her loose.
Matter of fact, I don't want to get my hands all dirty.
Yeah, get some rubbers. We're gonna get Anthony some rubbers.
Yeah, my meshies. See,
right.
they're so air.
So Anthony likes these meshies. Now, the only thing is, though, they're not completely sealed. So you're not 100% protected. But,
completely. But
even with regular rubbers, you're not 100%
exactly.
protected. Yep.
And I just want to say, special shout out to Mechanics Gloves. Rest in peace, Jim Hale. Solid dude. Used to come into my coffee shop all the time. He actually gave me a bunch of gloves for free because we just had a love in cars. And I just want to say shout out to him and his family for being awesome people. Mechanics Gloves, baby.
Love it. Thanks for doing that, Anthony.
Yeah, of course.
Spreading the love in the community. It's what makes it all work, you know, when everybody helps everybody. Is when you told me the situation, I'm like, I gotta do this for you because I know what your car means to you, you know.
I love my cars. They're like children.
Right.
That I choose to have.
So pretty easy to get in there. And he's just cracking her loose. Beautiful technique. And now we're just going to finger loosen her.
Let's make sure this is on drip.
Got a good angle on her. And she's just going to pop our top. Beautiful.
And there we go.
Beautiful. Not the best pull away, but...
Not at all.
You got to trust your intuitions, and you realize how fast it comes out after the flush. And you can
I
see
usually hold on to it, but
had a little bit of a little over splooge, but no big deal. It's coming out like water, and we're gonna go ahead and cork her up, and we'll be right back. All right, as she's draining done, we're gonna go ahead and take care of our oil filter. Now what this is a EA oil filter, good for 15,000 miles, and that's of severe abusive driving conditions. And what makes it different is it filters at 98.7% efficiency at 20 microns. And the other thing that's really special about it is it comes nice and protected in the packaging, so you don't have to worry about having any contamination problems during shipping. And another great thing is it's got an upgraded anti-drain back valve. So Anthony's going to go ahead and crack her loose, and well, he muscles at her, twisting and tweaking. I'm going to go over how it's different. So it's got the silicone anti-drain back valve, that little orange rubber gasket, and it doesn't deform like regular rubber. So the rubber gets hot and cold and hot and cold, eventually cracks, and well, the oil drains back out. And a good filter doesn't allow the oil to drain back out overnight, so on your next cold start, the oil flows right away. So that's what makes it different. Also, the synthetic medium in here is different. It holds 4 times more contaminants than cellulose paper. So over the course of that year, you have all this filter medium catching these particles, and it's not letting it circulate. So we're going to go ahead and wipe up some of this old, dirty stuff.
let me grab some.
Anthony's going to grab an old, dirty paper towel. And in the meantime, while he does that, I'm going to go over the motor oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and prime this little angel a little bit. Now, since it actually mounts upside down, we can only prime it so much. So you say, Eben, why do that? Well, what it does is it kind of just introduces a little bit of the 10W30 100% synthetic signature series to the filter medium. And we're just going to go ahead and get her a little bit wet, because the wetter the better, as you guys already know. Give you a close-up on how to get her wet, just like that. A little bit of oil. And I'm not going to do very much because I don't want much to drain out. And now I'm going to come with 2 finger. Just 2 finger. And go ahead and hit this easy on the threads so you don't cut yourself. They can be sharp. And then of course you want to hit your rubbers. And now I'm actually going to go ahead and twist her a little bit. And what that's going to do is it's going to let that oil get into the medium so it doesn't all drain out when we put her in. And you'll see we're totally sideways, and you'll see how it's already soaking up all that good motor oil. All right, so we let her drain for about, what, 10 minutes?
Just about.
And that's what she looks like. It's all nice and thin, just barely dripping, and we're gonna cork her up. Oop. Beautiful. Anthony has a little something to say.
I was going to say, I like working on my own cars. And you know, I do. But I feel like it's really more, I don't want other people working on my cars. It's really weird, but we live in this world where this is one of the only industries on the planet where you use your knowledge to constantly take advantage of people. And shame on you guys. Shame on you. But to all my people out there doing this...
Oh, time. Anthony's got the honors of putting in the liquid gold. And what this is, well, AMSOIL Signature Series. 100% synthetic, outperforms Mobil 1 Extended Performance by 4 times in the industry standard turbocharger deposit test. And you say, well, Eben, what does that mean? Well, even on this turbocharged engine, you can comfortably go 1 year, 15,000 miles of severe service. That's like severe driving, intermittent track days, plowing snow, towing a trailer if you have a truck. With this here, 100% synthetic. And if you're doing all highway mileage, you can actually do 1 year, 25,000 miles. And it just doesn't burn off like a lot of the other oils like Mobil 1. This burns off at half the rate of the best Mobil 1. And the film strength is much stronger. So a lot of people say, well, Eben, how does it have 75% more wear protection? Well, the actual film, which is 100% synthetic, all the molecules are basically the same shape. and when you put pressure against them, it rolls a lot smoother, and it keeps the metal separated, and that is what protects your pistons and cams. And then as far as cleanliness, there's a lot of detergents in there that don't allow clotting and sludge and all that stuff. So now it's time to stop squawking and do a crazy tall pour. Here we go. Let's get in there. There we go. We're gonna nail a nice crazy tall pour. This is the 5th quart.
This is the 5th.
This is the 5th. All right, this takes 5.4 quarts. Here we go. Let's stretch her out. Look at that. Look at that. Just go, 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 go. Yeah. Eben, why are you running something the manufacturer doesn't recommend? Well, what it is it doesn't have as many additives in it that make it thinner. And out here in this extreme abusive heat, we want to kind of keep the oil the best we can for the conditions. So even though this is a 10W for winter weight, this oil is actually good to about 0 degrees. So Anthony won't be driving below 0 degrees. So out here in 110 degrees, this oil will hold up a little bit better. And you'll notice like a lot of the diesel trucks, they take like a 15W40, and that's primarily just for you know, holding up better with the turbo and stuff like that. So if you can go with a 10W30, if it's not cold where you are, you'll be a little bit better off in the long run. 3, 2, 1. Our first startup with AMSOIL. We're going for a spin. This is it. Anthony's beautiful discoveries. So we've been talking about this for months at the coffee shop. He works over there at Pete's Coffee on, what is it, Hualapai and or Town Center.
Town Center and 215.
Town Center 215. Beautiful coffee shop over there. And we'll just let everything unravel.
I love them because they protect my kid, but they're like cobblestone and they're in rows of 3. Oh yeah, they're all over the neighborhood. Which once again, kind of nice, but it's so hard on my suspension. It's almost more violent the slower you go too. I swear, watch, we'll go really slow over this one, and it's really dramatic.
There they are, the speed bumps.
This guy. Give a little brake boost for you.
Profound discoveries.
It's nice. Nice and smooth.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Wow. Cool. Yep. So it feels pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty nice and smooth.
What's the main differences would you say so far?
You know, I definitely would want to get a little more time with it, but I feel like overall, I feel like the engine's running really, really smooth right now. I like it.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about the transmission.
Oh, so, fun fact, at 21,000 miles, my transmission went out, and my dealership refused to honor the warranty and tried to charge me $11,000 for a brand new transmission. And I was not going for it. So I did all the work myself and fixed it for $3,000.
Wow.
And that was with a transmission and a new rear differential just in case, which had only 800 miles on it.
Oh my God. So basically what I think it is what they put in the back of the differentials on these cars. It's kind of like a water, and it's like a thicker, milkier water, And you say, well, even, how could it be like water? And that's a great question. So when they put the oil in, it really is like a 75 W90 gear lube. But there's a big catch. The catch is, I'm sure you've already used a blender and you've made maybe ice cream or you've done something like that. Well, what happens when you whip it, air gets in there and it makes it thinner. But Anthony's going to be here. We'll do a little launch, I guess. Go ahead and come to a stop. And we'll go ahead and rip her up. Let's do it. Beautiful. Woo! Feels good. That's smooth. That is smooth.
Yeah. It's a fun little car.
All right, so yeah, so it's interesting, the film strength, and you know, once there's air that gets in between the film, basically air is, well, thinner than water. So when you have that compromised film, you get metal on metal, and then you to the rear diff.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun too, because when I went in for my transmission, they tried to tell me my rear differential and transmission went out at the same time. Now, I don't know about any of you other car guys, but I have never heard of such things happening on the street. Maybe on a racetrack you could see a catastrophic failure to that degree.
Yeah.
At like 100, 150. I was doing 15 miles an hour. I had just left a stop sign. I slapped it into second gear. I don't even want to say slap it. I gently put it into second gear, and then my car blew up. And I just want to say, you know, as a consumer, like, you companies, you big corporations should really stand behind your products. If you're gonna advertise something a certain way, especially with these WRXs, I'm not a young kid, I'm almost 30, but when it comes down to it, you're advertising these like you could be the next Ken Block. And then when people buy these cars and they go out and drive spiritedly, you guys throw them under the bus and try and take all their money, and I just, it's wrong.
True, I agree. All right, so we had a little learning lesson today. Everything's good. What else? Feels good?
Yeah, feels great.
So we'll be back to follow up, and really means a lot, Anthony, that you're able to do this. It means so much. It means the world.
Absolutely.
To finally have this beautiful discoveries, and we had our first Subaru WRX on the channel. So if you have any questions,
bonus features coming soon.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to me. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And, well, put a little link to a couple things right here. And the bonus video here, Anthony's going to go ahead and show a super psychotic underground build. And let's see what we got here. What do we got?
We have a hot mess.
All right.
But, yeah, next month, motor's coming out, new motor's going in. It's getting a full turbo build.
All right.
Piece by piece. I can't wait. Got all my stuff to get it done. Got Cusco sways, Cusco strut tower brace, Megan coilovers. Those are going to be getting replaced pretty soon with something nicer. I just wanted it to look pretty and low. TSW rims, Hankook Evo Ventus Sports, or whatever the hell they're called.
Awesome.
And yeah, get ready. This thing's going to make 1,000 wheel.
All right. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right, and this is why I go over to Pete's Coffee all the time, because the enthusiasm is unparalleled. This guy is genius. I love seeing him every morning. You're the best. We'll see ya.